Yes, here I am. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is the Silent K, and today we are playing some MekHQ. Like most days, especially here recently. LOL. Hello, Varenk. Hello, Mr. McGorilla. Glad you guys could join us. And anyone else who's lurking and has not followed or who has followed and who is lurking. um, I apologize again for last week's lack of episode. I was not feeling well. It was getting hard to put words into sentences, and so I thought it was better to call the whole thing off. I didn't want to give you guys a subprime experience. And so I decided to deprive you of the experience at all. And for that, I apologize. But I still consider it to be the right choice. We did maintenance on the Long Tom Artillery. Real quick, recap to begin with. All of our people are back from their deployments, finally. We still have some bit to explore on track 1, which is the shorter deployment period of 1 day. We still have a large area to explore on track 0, which has a deployment period of 3 days. I noticed that Maru has crossed the 20 XP threshold, which means, actually, that he can become a veteran doctor. So we'll go ahead and do that. Could have clipped it, but in TikTok you would have done silly things. Yeah, I didn't trust myself to make the best choices, considering my state of mind. But yeah, I did off screen a little bit, just rearrange some of the people that we had in the infirmary. I topped off Delphine with 25 patients. She was a couple short. And that was what led me to actually realizing that Maru had enough XP to become a veteran. So now we have 1 elite doctor and 2 veterans, and it's not until we have over 75 patients that we have to worry about letting our regular doctors practice their craft on wounded peoples. That said, we do have a little bit of damage that we need to worry about. The rifleman is getting its arm put back on. The awesome has some damage to the left torso. It had its left torso rear blown through by a tank with a medium laser, I believe. There are a lot of wounded people. Yeah, we're actually really close to that 75 person threshold. But as long as we don't engage any more infantry for a little bit, I think we can, because I mean, a lot of these are minor injuries, sprains and cuts and bruises. Some of them are a little more serious, like a concussion or a lost limbs. But for the most part, especially Delphine, has very minor injuries. So a lot of those are going to recover within like a week or 2. And yeah, the doctors will continue earning XP. Delphine, last time I spent XP for her, I believe, was on Edge. Now, considering how often she uses Edge, I don't know what her next XP expenditure is going to be, because 1 Edge honestly seems like as much as she's ever going to really need. But we'll see. I don't know what else she could spend her XP on. I mean, 2 XP max, or 2 edge maximum, I feel like is all she's going to need. We'll have Ethan Labrie, our green tech, do the reloading. Hoser needs his left torso fixed, and I believe I was gonna have, yes, Leon do that, and the rest is, we'll have Jamel replace the heatsink. And the rest is just armor. The Blackjack took some damage to its right torso, also, or not also, but through the front. we can have Jamel do that on a 7, but I don't think I like those odds. We'll have Chris. Penny. Oh, Chris has Mr. and Mrs. Fix-It. I did not realize that right torso was below C class. So yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Fix-It makes a difference. So we'll have Chris do that. And I guess Penny could do the heat sink on a 4. The rest is all going to be armor. Let's see, the archer is all armor except for the right torso, which we can do on a 4 if we go ×3 time, which will take Chris into tomorrow, but I think that's worth doing for the archer. And the stalker is all armor, damage, and reloads. We'll go ahead. It's all regular with 45 minutes. Let's go ahead and have him knock out these ammo reloads just to get him off the list. How can we make 120? I don't see a way. About 180. We'll try on a 6. Is that worth doing? We'll have George Valdez try that on a 5, and he barely made it. We'll have Zulfikar spend, I think, 90 minutes on this armor. And the stalker's in rough shape, actually. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. I mean, it's class D, but all the same. It's taking us rather a lot of time to place the armor on this thing. And Acito replace that chunk of armor. That's going to take most of his day. And Kai can knock that out. And Shoyab can spend 5 minutes of tomorrow, and hopefully he can make a 5. So the rifleman's getting its arm on. We've got Poser's Ride, just needs some armor left. Poser's Ride is in much better shape, so we can have our regulars knock this out relatively quickly. Oh, and gain some XP doing it. 4s and 5s are the order of the day, I think. So the blackjack is down to armor damage as well. Gribbly, hi, hello, how are you? Glad you could join us. You haven't missed a whole lot, just a little bit of armor repair. Mainly on, which lance was that? Was that Tonga Lance? Yeah, that was Tonga Lance with the Poser, the Stalker, the Archer, and the Blackjack. So we can have George Valdez knock that out on a 5, and Acito knock that out on a 4, or not. We'll have Daniel Apti try. And Denise can make 2 attempts on that, and barely make it on the first attempt. Ash's Archer still needs some armor as well. We lucked out on that. And we just lost 23 points of armor because we tried to rush that. 115 minutes, let's try that again. On a 7. It's 12 points. 7 would lose it on a 4 or less. We'll have a regular do it, and we'll have 240 minutes spent on it. Try a 6 and luck out on that one as well. We'll try that. Two tries for that one. And I think that's gonna be a 5 plus 40 minutes into tomorrow. The Clint needs its engine taken care of. I was planning on having B do that on a 4. gyro, we can have Susan try that on a 5. Wolfhound needs its center torso repaired, but I'm thinking Penny can devote 240 minutes a day, so that's like 5 days for her. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started on that. The gyro, I think we're gonna wait for Edeborg. The right arm and the left arm. We could have Bicknock. 6. I don't think I like a 6. So yeah, we're gonna wait for some elite techs to replace the arms on the Wolfhound, but other than that, everything is in progress. We've got an upper arm actuator 35 ton being worked on, should be done probably tomorrow. XP wise, I think no one has crossed any major thresholds. Our pony actually could get a point of piloting or one of the leadership skills. I will have to touch base with wait, Scarponi is, I can never remember. Naren Limbrick does not have enough XP. Victor Rama, likewise, 20 XP is not enough for him to go up. Petra is saving up for more leadership, and that's going to come at 40, so 15 points away. Other than that, Vernita is at 30 XP. She needs 40 to improve. I assume gunnery is going to be next for her. Okay, so XP we can say is caught up. We're on planting by the interstellar map. That last mission, yeah, was a draw, and we're gonna take probably like Tonga is. Oh, the Stalker's waiting on getting its armor done. We'll wait until tomorrow. Galatea. And the Grasshopper. Galatea could actually deploy right now. And actually, no, you can't really see this, but Galatea is currently in the scout role. Speaking of which, we can go ahead and put Aleutian back in the scout role as well. We could have Galatea spend a day or so exploring this neck of the woods or this neck of the woods. Alternately, this neck of the, no, this one. Oh, hostile force detected, because of course it was. So Galatea Lance is going to engage an enemy force on the Flatlands map Arctic Industrial Facility Tango. They've already deployed. The battle will occur, it says the 15th. Let me check the briefing room. Yeah, okay, so that's gonna happen now. We do have, oh, I did not realize Scarponi and Tentacle Shogun were both wounded. That could be an issue. He's a 3-5 now and he's a 2-4. And the primary outfor is 15,000 points. That seems a little unfair. But let's see what they've got. They've got a Striker, they've got a Drillson and a Condor, they've got a 1-3 and a Vedette, but only the AC2 variant. They've got a Wasp, they've got a 2-3 and a Locust, a 2-3 and a Phoenix Hawk, which could be an issue. 3-3 and a Savannah Master. They've got a Hunchback 4G with a regular pilot. they've got a Shrek PPC carrier with a 4-5 pilot. They've got a 3-6 in a Manticore and a 3-3 in a Rhino, as well as a 2-5 in a Rhino. What is a Rhino? LRM 20 times 2 plus ammo plus SRM 6 plus small and medium lasers. So that's going to be exciting. Our objective is to engage them with weapons fire or physical attacks for the specified duration, which is 8 turns. We should be able to do that. Our reinforcements can deploy quicker due to the early warning center. Unidentified aerospace units have been detected approaching the area, and that includes a lightning and a stingray. Man, those pirates really love their lightnings. And we've got some allied bombers in the form of a Reaver and an Eagle, hopefully who are carrying both lots of bombs. Yeah, we've got a reroll. It's currently a full moon night and light snowfall. We could turn that, I believe, into dusk dawn. Those rhinos will be annoying. Yeah, I expect they will. Paired to LRM 20s. I mean, that's 2/3 of an LRM carrier, and they appear to be, I'm guessing they're tough. Oh yeah, 60 points on the front, 60 points on the turret. They're tough. Yeah, those rhinos are going to be annoying, especially given that they're a 2-gunnery and a 3-gunnery. And the Stingray, you say, is nice as well, Mr. Gribbly. I'm seeing 2 large lasers and 2 medium lasers and plenty of armor. Okay. And the lightning, of course, with the autocannon 20, and 4 medium lasers. So yeah, it could be anyone's game. We can re-roll the full moon night, or we could shift it. I believe 1 space over from full moon night is dusk dawn. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll want to limit visibility a little bit, but not too much. Let me go ahead and start by changing that so I don't forget. Full moon night, yes. Dawn, dusk dawn, however you want to call it. And we are on a map that looks like that. That is a very open map from the looks of it, with an airfield and some buildings and a helipad. Okay, so which part of the map are we deploying on? We're deploying to the northeast. We're coming in from this corner. We'll be able to take a little bit of cover behind this hill, but not really. The enemy are deploying in the southwest. The unknown hostiles are deploying in our corner. And the allies are deploying in our corner as well. So our corner is going to be kind of busy with the aircraft. Hopefully, the southwest corner takes some of the heat as well. We've got Quirks, we've got SPAs, we've got the Reaver and the Eagle on our side. Do they have 20x Inferno bombs and 15x Thunder bombs? Could have been better, if I'm honest. Could have been, I don't know, fuel air bombs, or cluster bombs, or really pretty much any kind of bomb except Inferno. Well, Infernos could actually be really useful against these tanks, I think, if I understand the rules correctly. Which is no guarantee. Let's go ahead. We'll call the unknown hostiles some pirates. And I think we can call them green ghosts. Or is that going to blend into the background too much? I think it might. We want to stay away from red and yellow. We want to stay away from green and gray. We want to stay away from blue. We could just go black. I mean, that works. It feels like a very piratey color to me. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so our aircraft are deploying on round 5, and we don't have to control them, which is nice. I trust Princess with aircraft more than I trust myself. We have lost initiative quite badly against the primary outfort and the unknown hostiles, who had to roll off against each other. The primary outfort won that roll off, but we're over here on the 5 count. With 4 units versus 16. We could actually deploy relatively far to the south, but I think I'd rather deploy to the north. Because if we deploy in like this kind of area, we can head south to here, and then west, and then south some more, and then west some more, and then south some more. I think that's probably going to be the fastest way we can do it. We've got the Marauder, which is a 464. Let's see, the Warhammer and the Grasshopper are 5.8s. The Orion is also a 4.6. The Marauder being our close range specialist, we'll go ahead and have him deploy front and center, with the Orion in behind. Warhammer is also kind of a close range specialist with all the small lasers. And the Grasshopper, with the large lasers, is kind of more of a sniper. The goal is to engage them for 8 turns. Yes, that is correct. Once 8 turns are up, we can go ahead and bail out if we so choose. Although, of course, if we control the battlefield, we would have access to all the salvage. Avoid bogging down in Tundra on a 3. We'll take that chance, but that's good to know. We will turn this turn so we can get 7 hexes in. Needs a 5 to avoid bogging down. Let's see if we can make that. The Grasshopper as well. Through the rocks. That didn't work out quite the way I was hoping to. Need 3s. We got 3s with a 7 and a 6. We still have no sensor blips, so we'll just go ahead and skip the firing phase. Everyone's at 0 heat. Let's see. Our allied bombers are at 68% of their battle value, which is a good sign. It means, well, I mean, I guess we already checked their bombs. The unknown hostiles are at 69% of their forces, which I guess means they also have bombs. We'll see. Hopefully they drop the bombs on the enemy and not us, but it's anyone's say at this point. We've got sensor returns, nothing, no visuals. We've got nothing that we can shoot at just yet. Everyone's still at 0 heat at the end of round 2. We've 1 initiative going into round 3, nice. And everyone is still at their full hit points, basically. The Marauder closed to there, moving 5 hexes. The Orion will also move 5 hexes to there. Our pony. Our pony will move to there and get eyes on the sensor return. And that is one of the rhinos. The Grasshopper will be evasive to the tune of 5 hexes, and then next turn, no, I don't really like that. We'll move 7 hexes this turn. That gets its eyes on the Rhino at looks like long range for the large lasers. Hopefully he's not too evasive. Alright, Tentacle Shogun. We're gonna go range high-low so we can get, yeah, that's nothing doing with the SRMs. The Orion has the Rhino on outside of visual and sensor range. So we need to turn on our searchlights, I think. Oh, there's all the sensor returns. Yeah, let's see if we can't take out this Rhino before he regroups with his allies. Unfortunately, that means we've got no shot on him with Ryan. I guess it doesn't mean that, but we'll do 2 PPCs on 8s and 3 medium lasers on 10s. And that's hopefully going to connect with something. Okay, yeah, we connected with the PPC to the front, costing it half its movement points. He returned fire with 12 LRMs at Scarponi to the right arm, left torso, and center torso. And we hit him in the front with another large laser, costing him another movement point. So he is now 3-5, minus half is 2-3, minus 1 is 1-2. So hopefully he's a 1-2 now. Everyone's at 0 heat. They're down to 96% of their forces already. And I forgot to check to see who won initiative. I assume it was us since I saw a delay. Let's go more. We'll go breakfast. No. Searchlight on is not an option. Okay, well. Regardless, we're going to advance at fullest haste. Actually, we might be sprinting if we wanted to. The Orion also at full speed and still being able to shoot. Scarponi. Why is it 2 movement points to move from this heavy snow to this heavy snow? Does heavy snow cost an extra movement point? Either way, that's going to give us medium range with the PPCs. I need 5s to avoid bogging down in heavy snow, and we failed. We are bogged down in the heavy snow. We will get to 7 hexes from him with the Grasshopper, who can be 3 points evasive. Rolled a 3 to avoid bogging down. So he's going to be a target this turn. Oh, there's a Savannah Master that we can hit on 12s. Or we can do the Rhino on 10s. Let us start with the PPCs. We've got 10s and 8s. We'll do 8s and we'll throw in an... Oh, is that in a different arc? We'll throw in an 8s and a 12 just to keep the heat sinks pumping. We've got the Orion. No, we'll do the Grasshopper next because those large lasers are our next biggest weapon. We've got the Rhino on 8s. We've got the Wasp on 13s. We've got the Phoenix Hawk on 11s because it is also stuck. That's going to be the 8s for me. And that's going to be a couple of 10s as well. Call it 3 of them. We'll do the Orion next, who has the Savannah Master on a 12. Maybe we'll get super lucky and immobilize him. Yeah, we'll fire the LRMs, we'll fire the LBX, and hopefully we connect with something, but I'm not gonna count on it. Tentacle Shogun at the Savannah Master on 12s. Likewise, we might hit him. If we get real lucky, we'll immobilize him. Savannah Master hits Warhammer in the left arm, down to 17 armor. The Warhammer at the Rhino, missing with everything. The Phoenix Hawk at the Warhammer hits with a large laser to the left leg, hits with a medium laser at extreme range to the left torso, down to 11 already. The Grasshopper at the Rhino on 8s, hitting with 2 large lasers to the left side, immobilizing it, and down to 36 armor on that left side. And the Grasshopper taking 2 damage to the center torso from an unseen source. The Orion at the Savannah Master does hit with the LB-10X with 6 pellets, costing it movement points, but not getting the immobilization. That said, he has 13 movement, so that's going to be 12, that's going to be 6. He's going to be a lot easier to hit next turn. And of course, Tentacle Shogun missing on 12s. We've built up a little bit of heat. Tentacle Shogun is at 1. Scarponi and the Grasshopper are at 2. The Phoenix Hawk is up to 9, so he's going to be taking a movement and a targeting penalty this turn. We're at 98.8% of our forces. Primary At4 is at 95% of theirs. And we've got incoming Air Force coming in on round 5. So that will be deploying at the same time as the enemies. So we've got the Lightning and the Stingray both targeting the Reaver. We've got the Eagle coming in for a bombing run, hopefully, against these guys. Let's see, the Rhino is immobile and weak on the left side, so we might have, I'm thinking, the Grasshopper moving for the kill on that one. We can move 5 hexes, be 2 points evasive. We get short range for all the medium lasers. I like that move. Need a 3 to stay. Oh, and we did not get the 3. We got stuck. Oh, that's a bummer. Tentacle Shogun can move 5 hexes. And hopefully we can have us a Phoenix Hawk. Okay, the Phoenix Hawk is keeping his distance. The Drillson is closing in, as is the Wasp. The Hunchback making his presence known as well. The Orion can move 5 hexes and just be barely visible to the Hunchback, which is going to be out of range for him. That is a 4G Hunchback, right? Yeah, it is, with the autocannon. And Scarponi can get to short range with the PPCs on the Drillson, which is not that tough of a tank. I think I like that. We need a 5. Only 6 hexes. But it does get us... Gets us closer. Well, I guess we've got a little more range on the PPCs than I'd realized. Let's go 5 hexes. Provided we can make a 5. And we could not make the 5, we got stuck. The Phoenix Hawk breaks free of the terrain, the Warhammer breaks free of the terrain, the Grasshopper fails with a deuce. The Warhammer fails with a 3, the unknown hostile Stingray flies off the map. Okay, what do we got going on? We've got the Lightning and the Reaver squaring off against each other. We've got Scarponi being a target for the Drillson, the Locust, the Phoenix Hawk, and either the Galleon or the Vidit, or both. Scarponi 20 is already looking kind of hurt. We've got the Savannah Master on 5s. Let's go for just all the medium lasers. We're sure to kill him. We'll go heat neutral with the small lasers, and that'll be a medium laser out of our hair. Tentacle Shogun has the Drillson. Go with the Grasshopper first. They've got the Rhino who can fire on the left side. We'll do one large, and if I'm remembering my heat curve correctly... Nope, I'm not. We need 2 larges. And we'll skip one of the mediums and one of the largest to put us at 2 over. The Orion, the Savannah Master is going to be dead. Drillson, we can hit him on a 9 with the cluster munitions. 14s with the lasers. That'll be the LRMs and the LBX on the Drillson. Yeah, it looks like that's really the only option we've got. And the Marauder... maybe also at the Drillson on 12s. We'll go up to 2 heat. Yeah, we'll go up to 2 heat. We've got the ammo for it. I just saw a bunch of minefields being laid. The Eagle loses 2 altitudes from a weapon attack, so presumably that was a dive bomb attack. The Unknown Hostile Lightning fires a medium laser at the Reaver, which takes 5 to the aft. The Vedette missing on a 7. Excuse me, I've definitely got something going on right now. One sec. There's... okay, yeah, much better now. The Savannah Master hitting the Warhammer in the right leg with a medium laser. The Phoenix Hawk hitting the Warhammer in the left leg with a large laser. That must be his cooldown turn. The Locust landing 2 SRMs on the center torso and left leg, down to 10 armor on that left leg. The Wasp landing a medium pulse laser. Sorry, the Wasp missing with a medium pulse laser. Scarponi taking 2 random damage to the left arm. The Condor takes a shot at the Grasshopper and hits him in the left leg for 2. The Drillson hits Scarponi in the left torso with a large laser, down to 3 armor. Scarponi then takes another 10 to the left arm and left leg from an unknown source. Then takes another 6 to the left leg and left arm, down to 0 armor on the leg, down to 9 on the arm. The Eagle hits intended Hex 530 a bunch of times. Warhammer at the Savannah Master hits it in the left side and immediately destroys it. The Grasshopper at the Rhino hits it in the left side with 2 large lasers, bringing it down to 22 armor, and following that up with enough medium lasers to leave it with 5 structure remaining. So in other words, not enough medium lasers. Video still froze. Refresh and fix it. Okay, well I'm glad you were able to get that sorted. Didn't realize there was an issue. Sorry. The Reaver at the unknown enemy Lightning hits it in the aft with the autocannon 20, missing with the autocannon 5, and the LRM-10 crits on a medium laser. The Orion missing the Drillson, the Marauder landing 4 SRMs on the Drillson to the left side and the rear, immobilizing it. So he's going to be a much easier target next turn. And the Warhammer needs an 8, gets a 7. Needs an 8 for piloting skill after injury. Deep snow plus 40 plus damage. Okay, so if it hadn't been for the snow, or if we'd taken less damage, or if we hadn't been injured, we would have stayed standing. But all of those things happen. And we take 7 to the center torso rear. We did manage to avoid hurting the pilot, at least. Tentacle Shogun is at 2 heat. The Phoenix Hawk is at 8 still, so that's still going to be a movement and targeting penalties. Grasshopper is at 2 heat. The lightning is not out of control. The Reaver, however, is... Dang. He barely took any damage. He did so much more damage to the lightning. Difficulty 8 got an 8. Difficulty 6 got a 3. Loses 4 elevation, but at least he doesn't crash this turn. Let's see. We have lost initiative, except within our team. There are units to deploy on round 8, which is in 2 more rounds, which, I mean, actually will be the last round of the battle, necessarily. We're at 96.7%. The primary L4 is at 89% of theirs. They're down 1 unit. Tentacle Shogun will advance on the Drillson, I think. The Orion will advance on maybe the Shrek? Actually, that's a lot of firepower in a relatively small area. I don't know if I want to engage with them, considering... Well, I was going to say, considering the objectives of the battle, but then I remembered the objectives of the battle are to engage the enemy for 8 turns. So yeah, I think we will do that to the best of our ability. That means none of them have moved yet, except Shrek. We can get the Shrek to long range for the medium lasers. Rhino at extreme range. Manticore at extreme range. Maybe we'll go 5 hexes, or maybe even 4 or 3. The Shrek. Let me check out your range brackets. I mean, at this point, we might as well not move at all. Except we stand still at long range, that's a +4. If we've got a +2 modifier at medium range, that's also a +4. So it doesn't matter what we do, except insofar as next turn's movement, we'll have to continue advancing or we'll be an easier target. I think we're going to stay at long range just so that we can stand back and pelt him. Scarponi. Like to run, just be a little bit evasive. Maybe get some eyes on the Drillson. Needs a 6 to get standing and made the 6. I wonder what we made it with. But the enemy seems to be falling back. We'll have the Grasshopper advance on the Rhino and continue assaulting it. And going for the kick, we need a 3 to stay unstuck. We made the 3. The Wasp got stuck, which is not good news for him. The Warhammer breaks free, the Grasshopper breaks free, the Galleon does not get stuck, the Warhammer does not get stuck, barely, needs a 6, got a 6. Hunchback, running and turning on pavement, needs a 4, gets a 5. The Condor, flanking and turning, needs a 4, gets a 6. Phoenix Hawk jumped into the terrain and got stuck, naturally. The Grasshopper needed a 3, got a 6. The Locust needs a 6, gets a 4, and gets bogged down. Reaver stalls out and loses elevation, crashes, suffering 80 damage, and is no longer airborne. Lightning flies off the map. Alright, let me start with the Warhammer. We're taking shots from the Shrek. We might as well return fire on 9s, or we've got the Rhino on 8s. Which Rhino is this? Is this the 2 or the 3? This is the 3. We're exactly 7 hexes from the Rhino that has a gunnery of 2. Let's go ahead. We'll wail on him with the Grasshopper with everything. -4 heat, +4 heat. We'll do we'll do the 2 large lasers. And all but, no, we'll do all the medium lasers. He's got a lot of armor. And we've got the heat sinks for it. We've got the Drillson that we kind of want to hit on the... Where do we want to hit the Drillson? We want to hit him on the left side and the rear. We can't target his rear. We can hit him on the left side with the pulse light. So we'll go ahead and target him with some automatic hits. And we'll throw in the flamer just for kicks, just to get us at 2 heat over. Tentacle Shogun taking fire from the Wasp, the Locust, and the Condor and the Vedette. That's could be an issue. Scarponi not taking too much fire yet. Let's see. We've got the Locust on a 6. We've got the Wasp on a 9. Yeah, let's throw some PPCs at the Locust. And some medium lasers on 8s. So we'll go 3 over on 8s. Hopefully we can leg him or something good. And the Orion. Maybe also at the Locust. Why is the Hunchback firing at... Oh, Hunchback is firing at the Eagle. I thought that was an empty hex for a second. It is not. That is actually not something we want him to shoot. So we will do the medium lasers on 8s, the LRMs on 4, the SRM on 8, and the LBX on a 3 at the Locust. And hopefully we can get some good crits, maybe the gyro or something like that. The Eagle at the Locust on 5s, hitting glancing blows to the right torso and center torso, leaving it with 2 armor and 8 armor. Okay, the second one was a medium laser. Hitting him in the left arm with a solid hit with the medium laser, critting on a machine gun, and the right arm with another medium laser, leaving it with 2 structure. The Shrek missing Scarponi on 9s. The Locust missing on 8s. The Grasshopper at the Rhino hits it on the left side with the large laser and obliterates it. That's a kill for the Grasshopper. The Galleon missing the Eagle on a 12, the Hunchback missing the Eagle on 11s, the Phoenix Hawk at the Eagle hits it in the left wing, down to 44 armor. Tentacle Shogun at the Drillson hits it in the left side with the first 3 pulse lasers, which is enough to kill it. The Locust 1S at Tentacle Shogun hits him with 2 SRMs to the center torso, down to 30 armor there. The Vedette hits him in the left torso, down to 23 armor. The Condor landing no hits, but the Eagle taking 10 damage, mostly to the left wing, and 5 hits. That must be SRMs. Yeah, that's definitely SRMs. The crit applies to the first location, it says. Warhammer at the Locust hits him in the right leg with a PPC and destroys the right leg. The Locust is about to be toast. That's medium lasers to the right torso and center torso, down to 0 and 3 armor there. The Orion at the Locust to the center torso, down to 5 structure. Medium laser glancing off the center torso, down to 3 structure. All 15 LRMs hit to the right arm, transferring into the right torso. The right leg transferring into the right torso, critting on the machine gun ammo and exploding the Locust. That's a kill for, I think that was Nairn Limbrick in the Orion. Let me double check. Yeah, that's Nairn Limbrick gets the kill on the Locust. Very nice. Tentacle Shogun is at 2 heat. The enemy Phoenix Hawk is at 11. Our Warhammer is at 3. The Grasshopper is at 4. The Eagle took 18 damage and stays airborne on a 7, gets an 11. That is a bug swat for sure. Yeah, 2 heavy mechs against the Locust. I'm not surprised it went down. Let me just put it that way. Pilot Ki Seop Ho is in extreme temperature and cannot survive there, destroyed by extreme temperature. We have 1 initiative going into round 7. There are units to deploy next turn and the turn after. We're at 96%. Our primary F4 is down to 75%. Now the question is, how much do we continue engaging? Scarponi is hurting a bit, especially that left leg. Not so much the right leg, not so much the right side at all, just the left leg and the left torso. We turn the right side towards them just so we can keep shooting. In my experience, which is, I'm basing this more on tabletop, but in my experience, turning your right side to an opponent doesn't make them any less likely to hit your left side. Now, MegaMek may be different. I know that it's impossible to program a truly random number, but I suspect that even if we turn our right side towards them, that's not going to help our left side very much. A little bit, yes, maybe, but not much. Let me back up here maybe so we can get one evasion, turn our right side to pretty much everyone. The hunchback is still going to be on our front side, but everyone else is going to be on our right. That gives us eyes on the Manticore and the Shrek, who are both within long range of our PPCs. That means we're going to be in long range of theirs. Fine by me. Let's get the Grasshopper. Might as well dump those 4 hexes if we're going to move 4 hexes. Wait, is that going to be bogged down terrain? Thin snow. I think we're okay jumping into thin snow. Yeah, we're fine. Tentacle Shogun. We'll close on the Phoenix Hawk to a range of 4 hexes, which is +0 with the pulse lasers. And he is stuck, so that's going to be an easier target. We need 4s to avoid bogging down in the tundra. And we made both of them. The Orion will continue advancing. We can get the Hunchback into LRM range. I think I like that. I do not want to be within 3 hexes of the Hunchback. Honestly, 6 hexes is closer than I really want to be. But there's not much we can do. Okay, so the Wasp and the Phoenix Hawk both break free of the terrain. The Phoenix Hawk jumps into bogged down terrain and gets stuck again. Tentacle Shogun needs a pair of 4s, gets a pair of 5s. Wasp hits a mine in hex 629 and takes 10 damage to the right leg, which destroys it. Goes down, hits him in the right torso, right arm blown off, center torso takes 4. Takes 2 to the left torso, needs a 10 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets an 11, so surprisingly managed to avoid hurting the pilot. But the Wasp is easy pickings. We'll start with Scarponi, who will take shots at the Hunchback on 7s, I think. If we get lucky, we'll hit both of those and force a PSR. Next is going to be the Grasshopper, who might as well finish off the Wasp on 11s. Oh, because he's prone and at range, he's a harder target, not an easier target. We've got the Locust on 12s, the Condor on 12s, got the Phoenix Hawk on 12s. Yeah, I think 11s is about the best we're going to do. Those are dense minefields. Yeah, he just took, what, 30 some odd damage to the legs and transferred into the right torso and blew his arm off. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll hit him with a large laser, get the kill. I doubt it, though. We've got the Phoenix Hawk on 7s. Kind of wish I hadn't built up any heat last turn, because I want to go with more SRMs this turn. That puts us 3 over 1 set of SRMs. Yeah, we'll do that. And the Orion at the Hunchback. We'll go solid shot on an 8. Just in case one of the PPCs missed, we'll have a backup. We'll do the medium lasers on 10s, we'll do the LRMs on 6, and the SRM on a 10. Maybe we can knock down the Hunchback this turn. Oh, he is prone. I saw that. The Shrek landing a solid hit to Tentacle Shogun's left torso down to 13 armor there, and a glancing blow off the center torso. The Warhammer landing a hit on the Hunchback's left torso, but not getting both of them. The Hunchback at Tentacle Shogun glancing off the right torso down to 15 armor there, and a medium laser to the left torso down to 8. Grasshopper missing on 11s, the Phoenix Hawk on 8s, hitting a solid blow to Tentacle Shogun's left torso. Glancing off the right leg for no damage. The Locust hitting a medium laser to Tentacle Shogun's left torso some more. Right torso takes 2. Left leg takes 2. The Eagle at the Phoenix Hawk lands a large laser to the left torso, down to 10 armor there. The Vedette glancing a blow off Tentacle Shogun's left torso, down to 0 armor. Tentacle Shogun keeps his ammo in his left torso, doesn't he? I want to say he does. Yep, all the ammo. In case, at least. I think this is what happened last time, is, yeah, we had an ammo explosion, and the case kept us from losing the mech, but it's just barely got back into service now. Tentacle Shogun at the Phoenix Hawk, hitting him in the left arm and the right torso twice, down to single digits in both of those locations. And the left arm again, critting on the shoulder. Condor, hitting the Marauder in the left torso with a single point of damage, glancing blow with an autocannon 2. Would have hit the ammo, but we used edge to reroll that, critting on the engine instead. The Eagle taking 6 damage to the left wing and the nose. The Orion landing a solid hit on the Hunchback's center torso, following that with a medium laser, down to 11 armor there. 9 LRMs to the right arm and left leg, and 3 SRMs on a 10, not bad, to the head and right torso, forcing his first consciousness check and leaving him with 7 armor on the head, 16 on the right torso. The Manticore landing a PPC on the Marauder's left torso, critting on the ammo and blowing up Tentacle Shogun's mech. Again. Destroyed by engine destruction and ejected, presumably. Where does it say? Okay, yeah. Takes 2 damage, successfully stays conscious, but does not eject because of case. But still, oh, because he didn't eject, he's not going to be subject to the harsh weather. So I think that's a good thing. The Phoenix Hawk falls on his right arm, leaving him with 5 armor, manages to avoid hurting the pilot. Hunchback needs a 7 to stay standing, takes 5 to the right arm. Needs a 7 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 3. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets an 11 after 2 hits. Seonjong Kim is starting to feel the pain. Alright, the Orion is at 2 heat, the Phoenix Hawk is at 12, the Warhammer is at 1, everyone else is running cool. The Eagle is out of control, loses 6 elevation, takes 70 damage, critting on the large laser and the medium. Yeah, it is round 8, technically the final round of the battle. We are going before the unknown, or after the unknown hostiles, but before the primary outfor. We're at 72% of our forces. The primary outfor is at 70.5% of theirs. And now it is kind of crucial that we control the battlefield at the end of the battle so that we can recover the Marauder. There's a lot of good tech in that Marauder that I don't want to leave behind. So yeah, things just got a little more interesting. Scarponi will disadvance 3 hexes. Keep his right side towards everyone else. Try to get some people into PPC range. The Orion, I think, will also be backing up 3 hexes. That gives us the Hunchback at long range for the mediums. Do we want to do that? And he landed the autocannon last round. I'm just grateful it was a glancing blow, but man, it definitely contributed to... Yeah, he glanced off the left torso with the autocannon 20, didn't he? Yeah, I think I want to be long range from the autocannon. If we can. And he stayed prone. Nice. We might as well engage him from outside of his range. That gives us medium range to the Shrek. Shrek is a standard gunnery. Slow. Not that heavily armored. The Rhino has a pair of LRM 20s, which technically is more powerful than three PPCs, but realistically, I'm more scared of the PPCs. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get the Shrek off the field first. Alright, Wasp destroyed by ejection. The Galleon, reckless driving on pavement, skids, a hex for no effect. Alright, starting with the Warhammer, we've got PPCs on... We got the Galleon on 11s. Got the Shrek on 9s. Take a couple pot shots at the Shrek. Not enough to keep all of our heat sinks working, but you know. Go for the Phoenix Hawk on 8s, I think. 8s and 12. That's right. We'll go 3 heat over on a 12, sure, why not? The Grasshopper at the Hunchback at long range on 10s. The Pedro Bear, hey, how's it going? I'm bullying a Wasp. We're firing at a Phoenix Hawk and a Shrek. Not a Wasp. It's the Hunchback, actually, that I'm about to bully next. Alright, this Warhammer missing on 9s, the Orion missing on 8s and 12s, landing 9 LRMs to the Phoenix Hawk's upper and lower right leg through armor crits. Nice. So he's going to be kind of crippled after that. Grasshopper at the Hunchback missing on 10s and 12s. The Shrek at the Orion landing a solid hit to the right leg, down to 22 armor there. The Vedette also hitting the right leg for another 5. The Phoenix Hawk missing the Grasshopper on a 12. The Locust landing 3 SRMs on the Eagle's right wing and aft. The Vedette landing a hit on the Grasshopper's right torso, down to 18 armor there. The Striker landing 3 LRMs on the Orion's right arm. Manticore missing on 10s and 8s. The Rhino missing on 11s and 10s. The Phoenix Hawk is still at 5 heat, even though he did barely anything this turn. Our Orion is up to 3 heat. The Grasshopper is up to 1. Everyone else is running cool. Pilot destroyed by extreme temperature. And we have lost initiative. Quite badly, as a matter of fact. We're at 71% of our forces. The primary outforce is at 68% of theirs. And the allied bombers are at 40% of theirs. Unknown hostiles are at 65%. Let me see. We'll have Scarponi continuing to devance at a rate of 3 hexes per turn. Hopefully getting them to advance upon him. The Orion, I think, will also be trying to bait them in. while keeping the Hunchback in visual range. We can hit him with some LRMs, hopefully. The Grasshopper. Condor has TMM of 4, fairly heavy armor, not a lot of damage. So very low. The Hawk didn't fall. No, he was stuck in the snow, but he did not fall. Oh wait, no, he did fall. He is prone. My bad. Probably due to the upper and lower leg actuator hits that he took through his armor. He's also about to lose his left arm, and it's missing its shoulder actuator. So yeah, he fell. He did. We could get him into large laser range for the Grasshopper. Would put us perfect range for the Shrek and the Galleon. Well, almost perfect range for the Galleon. The Galleon's actually a surprisingly light tank. Really. Thought it had like an autocannon. No, it's just a medium laser and a pair of machine guns. Do we try to finish off the Phoenix Hawk? Not that badly hurt. It's just the left arm mainly. No, let's try to keep the unit a little more cohesive. We'll maybe try to keep some partial cover against the Rhino, perhaps, and the Vedette and the Condor. Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump. Alright, everyone succeeds their movement phase rolls. Starting with Scarponi with the PPCs. We've got the Striker on Impossible. We've got the Phoenix Hawk on Impossible. We've got the Galleon. We hit anything. We hit the Locust. On an 8, we can hit the Locust. We've got the Vedette on a 10. I think that's going to be an 8 then. And that'll be a cooldown turn for him. That'll be, I think, cluster munitions, so we can get that 9. And the 8 with the LRMs. Did not need to fire the SRM. So a 9 and an 8 from the Orion at the Hunchback. Grasshopper at the Condor on 11s versus the Vedette on 10s. Versus the Phoenix Hawk on 12s. Rhino on 11s. I think 10s is the best we're going to do. And actually, we'll hold off on one of the larges so we can throw in a couple extra mediums on 10s, because that 6 hex range bracket is the same for a large and a medium. So yeah, we'll do that. Not that we're likely to hit with much of anything anyway. Warhammer missing the Locust on an 8, got a 6. The Orion missing on an 8 and 9. The Shrek hits the Grasshopper in the center torso with a PPC on a 9, got a 10, down to 18 armor there. The Vedette missing on a 10, the Phoenix Hawk missing on a 10, the Locust at the Eagle hits it in the aft with a medium laser and 2 SRMs, as well as 1 to the right wing. The Grasshopper on 10s hits the Vedette in the turret with a medium laser, down to 15. The Vedette at the Orion hits him in the left arm, down to 22. Condor hits the Eagle in the left wing, and everyone else misses. That would be everyone being the Striker with the LRM-10. The Grasshopper is at 3 heat. The Phoenix Hawk is down to 2. Everyone else is running cool. We're at 71%. Enemy is at 67, almost 68%. We have lost initiative going into round 10. We'll have Scarponi. The advance, maybe. Try to get someone within PPC range. The Orion maybe stands still. An LRM-15 is surprisingly powerful weapon. Potentially doing like 9 to 12 damage on a hit on a regular basis. And furthermore, we've got the Hunchback at medium range. I think we'll stand still with the Orion. And the Grasshopper... We'll get the Vedette into medium laser range, try to finish him off with some shots to the turret. Needs a 3 to avoid bogging down. Hopefully we can do that. Alright, everyone succeeded on their movement phase rolls. Scarponi at the Locust on 8s. That's gonna be, we're gonna skip the PCs and we're just gonna lay into him with literally everything else. And hopefully we can finish him off in one volley. The Orion has the Vedette on, looks like 8s. Has the Hunchback on a 9. We'll do 8s and 6s against the Vedette. We don't have anyone else within medium range. Grasshopper at the other Vedette on 7s. That'll be 1 large. And all the mediums. I saw a lot of arrows pointing at the Grasshopper. That's not good. On 8s, the Warhammer landing 1 hit to the Locust center torso for 2 damage, down to 4 armor. Glancing off the left torso, glancing off the right leg, and missing with literally everything else. So many dice rolls, so many bad ones. 5, 7s, 3s, 5s, 7s, 6s. That's garbage. The Shrek at the Grasshopper hits him in the right arm and the left torso, down to 12 and 10 in those locations. The Vedette missing on an 8. The Phoenix Hawk landing a hit on the Orion's left arm for 8, down to 14. The Locust landing a medium laser on Scarponi's left leg, critting on his hip and lower leg. That's no bueno. 2 SRMs to the left torso, critting on his engine. And another one down to 12 structure. The Grasshopper at the Vedette hitting him in the right side and the rear. And missing with everything else. The Vedette landing a machine gun on the Grasshopper's left arm, SRM to the left leg, autocannon 2 to the center torso. Condor hitting the Eagle in the aft with the autocannon 2, and the Striker landing 6 LRMs to the Orion's right torso and right leg. The Manticore landing 6 LRMs on the Grasshopper's right torso, down to 12 armor there. The Rhino on 11s and 7s, landing 12 LRMs to the Grasshopper's left arm and legs. Armor still holding strong. Scarponi needs an 8, needs a pair of 8s to stay standing due to all of his actuators being hit. Gets a 10 and an 8, stays standing. The Grasshopper took 40 plus damage, needs a 5, gets an 8 as well. Oh, bother. The Locust kicks the Warhammer in the left leg for 4, down to 6 structure, but it does knock him down. You need a 6, got a 2. Takes 7 to the left torso, which crits on a double heatsink and a couple lasers, and the left leg, which crits on a foot. Scarponi needs a 6 to avoid hurting himself, gets a 7. Everyone is cool except for Scarponi, who is suddenly at 6 heat due to losing a couple of heat sinks. We're at 63% of our forces. The primary outfor is at 67% of theirs. Our allies are at 39%, and our unknown hostiles are at 65%. This is looking pretty rough. Let us try to get Scarponi out of here. Yeah, with 10 heat built up, he is made a 7. 50-50. Alright, now we just need to keep it from falling down again. Alright, yeah, it's definitely time to be falling back. I hate to say it, but we may have to leave the Marauder on the field. And the Orion's the only one who still has decent armor. We'll try to get back shots on the Locust if he tries to get back shots on Scarponi. Alright, lightning flies off the map. Everyone else succeeds on their checks except the Grasshopper. I did not realize jumped into bogged down terrain and got stuck. Did not realize that was bogged down terrain. Alright, the Orion has medium lasers in each arm. Might as well take a shot at the Locust on a 7. Hopefully we can get a solid hit instead of a glancing blow. Scarponi's got him on an 8. Grasshopper has him on 11. So that is not likely to hit. Carpethice, hey, how is it going? To answer your question, things are going pretty rough. We lost our Marauder, which has a very nice XL engine and a very good pilot at the helm. And since he didn't eject, he's not lost to the weather. Scarponi has taken a significant amount of leg damage to the hip and the lower actuator and the foot. He's down to, I think, like a 1-3 movement profile. Or it says 5-8. He's not a 5-8 anymore. He had 3 movement points. The Grasshopper is currently stuck in the snow and is also taking quite a beating. The Orion is on our best shape, but this Locust is being a real pain in the keister. We've got no other targets for the Grasshopper. And the Orion goes down as well. The Orion missing on a 7, the Warhammer hit him a glancing blow to the left torso. Grasshopper hits him with a glancing blow to the left leg. He's down to practically no armor, but he's still standing. The PPC carrier missing on 9s, the Vedette missing on 9s, the Phoenix Hawk missing on 8s and 10s, the Locust hitting the Orion in the center torso rear with a medium laser, SRMs to the left arm and right torso rear and the left leg. Vedette hitting Scarponi in the center torso and the left leg, and the right torso. Left leg is down to 2 structure. He's pretty much going down this turn. The Striker landing 6 LRMs on the Orion's left leg and right torso. The Manticore landing 10 LRMs on the Orion's legs. Needs a 4 to stay standing, gets a 2. Ouch. Takes 8 damage to the left torso and arm, down to 9 armor on that arm. Needs a 4 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets an 8. And the Locust kicks the Orion in the left torso for 4, leaving him with 13 armor. Fortunately, everyone has had a chance to cool down now, at least. We are at 61.8%. Primary Op4 is at 66% of theirs. Although, to be fair, we've lost 3,800 points and they've lost 4,600 points. Unknown hostiles are still at 65%. Our bombers are still at 39%. And we have 1 initiative for once, going into round 13. Alright, let's see. The Orion is going to get up and move. Needs a 3, shouldn't be a problem. Scarponi is likewise going to run on a busted hit, needing 7s. I don't think so. 7 to avoid bogging down. Yeah, a little bit of a rough day. I managed to avoid bogging down at least, which is nice. The grasshopper at the condor. If we stand still, he's got a TMM of 2. We've got a gunnery of 3. If we stand still, we've got him on 5s. I think that's worth doing. The vedette needed a 4 to avoid bogging down, got to 2. Everyone else succeeded on everything. Is this map Tundra Under the Snow? This map is... this map is... Where is the... Arctic Industrial Facility Tango. Which I'm not sure if that is Tundra Under the Snow. The map has not changed since we've started on it. So it's not like it was originally green and became snowed in. It was snow from the start, if that's what you're asking. We can hit the locust on a 6. Hopefully we get a good solid hit. Hit him on a 7. Hopefully that's a good solid hit. We've also got the condor on 12s. But that's going to change our 2-hit number on the locust, which I don't think I want to do. Looked like there was an additional PSR modifier. Yeah, for the deep snow, it's been a +1, I think. And the grasshopper at the condor on 6s. That'll be 2 larges and all the mediums. Works for me. The Shrek missing on 9s, fortunately. The Vedette missing on a 10. The Phoenix Hawk landing a large laser on the Orion's left torso, down to 5 armor there. Man, they love that left torso. The Locust hitting the Orion in the left arm and the center torso rear. The left arm and the left arm critical. Left leg and left arm critical, excuse me. The Vedette landing a hit on the Grasshopper's left arm, down to 13 armor there. The Condor landing machine gun to the center torso, would have been the head, hits the center torso. Hits the center torso again and the right leg again. The Grasshopper is actually remarkably still strong. Manticore missing on a 9, the Eagle missing on an 11. Scarponi at the Locust hits him in the right leg and legs the Locust. Finally. The Orion hitting him in the right arm, leaving him with 1 structure. The Grasshopper at the Condor hits him in the left side with a large laser, stunning the crew. Hits him in the left side with another large laser. Medium lasers to the turret, the left side critical. The left side twice, the second time critical, stunning the crew for a second and third time and leaving him with 1 structure. The Locust takes 2 damage to the right torso. Needs an 11 to avoid hurting the pilot and gets an 11, barely. Target is, let me check. Doesn't have the target number like I normally have it. We will go ahead and kick the Condor. Hopefully we hit him on the left side. No, we got him in the turret, leaving him with 9 armor. Grasshopper's at 1 heat, everyone else is running cool. We're at 6,000 points, which is 60%. Primary Op 4 is at 8,700 points, which is 63%. Unknown Hostiles at 65%, Allied Bombers at 39 still. We have 1 initiative going into round 13. Scarponi will continue walking towards the edge of the map. Nairn will turn around and engage this Locust. Oh, the Condor is crippled and withdrawing. Well, that's a shame. That said, we have a Hunchback moving to engage us. And we keep him outside of 9 hexes. Nope, the best we can do is 8 hexes. We'll end up facing this way so we can turn our torso and engage him. At least it'll be medium range versus long. Vedette needs a 3, +1 for steering damage, +1 for tundra, -1 for deep snow, -1 for tundra. Well, that's not confusing at all. Locust tries to get up and hits himself in the left arm, manages to avoid hurting the pilot. Phoenix Hawk. Phoenix Hawk. Entering deep snow, I guess. Needs a 6, gets a 4, falls down on his left arm, destroying the left arm. Needs a 6 to avoid hurting the pilot. Hunchback needs a 5, gets a 10. Condor flees the battlefield. Alright, first things first. Orion at the Locust on 3s. We are going to demolish him. We'll even throw in the LRMs. Scarponi has the Hunchback on a 9, has the Phoenix Hawk on an 11, has the Vedette on a 10. That's going to be a 9 on the Hunchback. And the Grasshopper at the Hunchback on 11s. Ouch. I was hoping for better odds than that. We got no targets with the medium lasers, except maybe the Locust on 11s. Sure. We'll go 2 heat over on 11 against the Locust. The Hunchback landing a solid hit on the Orion's right torso. Needed a 9, got a 10. Critting on the LB-10X because that's what Hunchbacks do. Lands a medium laser to the center torso, down to 31 armor there. The Locust hitting us with the right torso, with a medium laser and an SRM. Man, their grouping is just unreal. The Vedette landing an autocannon 2 on the Warhammer's center torso. The Orion at the Locust hits him in the left leg, transferring into the left torso. Down to 1 structure, medium laser to the head. Medium laser to the center torso, medium laser to the left arm, transferring into the left torso, critting on the gyro and the engine. Medium laser to the center torso, leaving it with 3 structure. The LRMs hitting the right arm and the right torso, leaving it with 4 structure. 3 SRMs to the center torso, right torso, and finally center torso, destroying the Locust. Barely. Scarponi at the Hunchback missing on a 9. The Grasshopper missing on 11s. The Orion needs a 4 to stay standing, gets a 9. Everyone's at 1 or 2 heat or less. The Grasshopper is at 2 heat. We've 1 initiative going into round 14. We're at 55, almost 56%. They're at 56, almost 57%. We've got incoming air support maybe sometime soon. Alright, we'll have the Orion back up. We'll have Scarponi back up. We'll have him back tank as best he is able. And we'll have the Grasshopper at 11 hexes. That's extreme range for him. 10 hexes is medium range for us and long range for him. I like that. That was a serious bug he stomped. It didn't want to die. No kidding. Needs a 3 to avoid bogging down. We got it. The Phoenix Hawk nearly didn't break free of the terrain. The Galleon avoids bogging down twice. Phoenix Hawk avoids bogging down. The Grasshopper avoids bogging down. We'll start with Scarponi. his right arm PPC, he can hit the Hunchback on a 7. We'll take that shot. The Orion at the Hunchback, we've got him on 9s. 9s and presumably 7s. And that's going to be everything we've got. And actually, we might as well ditch the LBX ammo. How much armor do we have on that left torso? Not a lot. Yeah, we'll go ahead and ditch the LBX ammo next turn. Start at the beginning of next game turn. You'll not be able to use the ammo. That's okay. It will be still be critically hit or explode from heat buildup. It will also explode as a result of any rear torso hit. You'll not be able to run or jump. That's fine. We will be walking backwards next turn. We're not jumping. We're not expecting to take any hits in the back. So other than that, it's business as usual. And the Grasshopper finally has the Hunchback on 7s with the large lasers and 11s with the mediums. We'll go heat neutral for that. Hunchback hits the Eagle in the right wing for 20, possibly critting but not getting the hit. Medium laser to the right wing, leaves it with 1 armor. Phoenix Hawk hits the Eagle in the aft, critting on the medium laser. The Eagle missing the Vedette on an 11. Warhammer hitting the Hunchback in the right torso with the PPC. The Orion hitting the Hunchback in the head and the left torso with medium lasers. The Vedette hitting the Eagle in the aft for 2, down to 17 armor. The Grasshopper landing a large laser on the Hunchback's left torso, critting on his autocannon, 20 ammo. That is a kill for the Grasshopper. More importantly, that is a Hunchback off the field. We've got 2 heat on the Phoenix Hawk. Everyone else is running cool. Orion will begin dumping ammo next round. We're winning initiative this turn. We're at 5,500, 55%. They're at 50% or 6,900. Our allied bombers are at 35%. That Eagle is not going to be able to take much more. We've got the Phoenix Hawk, we've got the Vedette. Got a bunch of sensor returns. I don't know if we're going to be able to recover the Marauder. There it is. Yeah. They've still got at least 8 units. We're down to 3 and they're badly damaged. The Orion is down to 5 structure on the right torso. And the LRMs, I think we're going to stand still and lob LRMs. Scarponi will turn around so he can fire both PPCs. And the Grasshopper, who is the most heavily armored left of us, will take evasion mod of 3 and some partial cover. Needing a trio of 3s to avoid bogging down shouldn't be a problem. Phoenix Hawk has advanced on us. Needed a 3, needed a 3, needed a 3, got a 393. So he almost bogged down twice, actually. The Phoenix Hawk, landing with damaged leg actuator or gyro, needs a 5, gets a 6. We will start with Scarponi. Phoenix Hawk on 12s, sure, why not? Go 5 heat over for that. We'll just be backing up next turn anyways. We've got 13s with the medium lasers, 9 with the LRM. And the Grasshopper has him on 9s, which is still not ideal. Throw in a trio of 11s just to keep the heat sinks active. But we're not going to hit him with very much this turn. He hit us in the left leg and the right arm with a large and a medium. We missed with the PPCs, missed with the LRMs. They hit us in the left arm on the Orion with the autocannon 2. We hit the Phoenix Hawk in the right arm with a large laser, critting on his hand, and the center torso down to 15 armor. Not enough to force a PSR. Everyone's running cool except the Grasshopper and the Warhammer. The Orion has finished dumping its ammo. And we have lost initiative again. We're at 55%, primary outfor is at 49%, with 8 units remaining out of 16. Yeah, we will continue backing up. Not evasive at all in Scarponi's instance. Slightly evasive in the Grasshopper's instance, needing a pair of 3s. So we got him. Stingray flies off the map. Phoenix Hawk lands into bogged down terrain and gets stuck. Everyone else is good. The Orion has the Phoenix Hawk or the Vedette out of visual range. We've got him on a 10 with the LRMs. Sure, we'll take that shot. We've got 6 of them remaining. We've got PPCs. We've got 10s or 9s. We'll take 9s, putting us 10 over. That's going to leave us basically immobile next turn. Or 5 under. We'll go 5 under so we can still back up next turn or flee if we need to. We've got the Vedette on 7s or the Phoenix Hawk on 8s. I'm gonna go with the easier shot. That's 11s, that's also 11s. We'll stick with 1 target. We'll go 3 heat over. Alright, the Orion missing on a 10, the Warhammer hitting the Vedette in the front, costing it a movement point. The Grasshopper hitting it in the left side with 2, hitting it in the left side critical, not getting the crit, and the front giving it, causing major damage and immobilizing it, leaving it with 2 armor. Phoenix Hawk missing on a 9, the Vedette landing an autocannon 2 on the Orion's right torso, critting on the LBX again, and the Rhino missing the Eagle on 7s. The Phoenix Hawk is now at 10 heat, Grasshopper's at 3, everyone else is running cool. We've won initiative going into round 17. We're at 55%, they're at 47%. I think the Orion will continue backing up this turn. I think Scarponi will as well. Scarponi might want to stand still so we can engage the Phoenix Hawk if it closes. And the Grasshopper love to be able to kill the Vedette. We can get into large laser range of the Vedette at a run, giving us 2 points of evasion. Needing a pair of 3s and leaving us in a good position to back up next turn. Everyone succeeds on everything. And of course the Phoenix Hawk is in the back of the Grasshopper. He's far enough away that we can't hit him with medium lasers. We've got him on a 10 with the LRMs, down to 5 shots there. Scarponi has the Phoenix Hawk on 9s. We'll take a pair of those. The Grasshopper at the Vedette. Need to hit him in the front, I'm thinking. Because that's where we immobilized him. And we've got him on 2s. So there's no need to overheat. 2s and 4s. Yeah, that should be enough. Alright, the Shrek hits the Eagle in the aft, knocking it possibly out of control. PPC to the aft, causing it structural damage. And PPC to the right wing, potentially destroying its bombs. The Vedette hitting the Eagle in the right wing with the autocannon 5 down to 0 structure and ejecting. The Phoenix Hawk landing a machine gun on the Grasshopper's right leg down to 21 armor. The Manticore missing on a 9. The Rhino missing on 12s. The Orion missing on a 10. The Warhammer missing on 9s. The Grasshopper, the Vedette, hits it in the front with a large laser and destroys the Vedette. The Eagle's a decent fighter too. I know, that kind of sucks. Phoenix Hawk is at 7 heat. Scarponi is at 4 heat. Everyone else is at 0. We've one initiative going into round 18. Units to deploy on round 19. We're at 55% still. They're at 44%. They're at 7 of 16 units remaining. And they've still got that blasted Rhino. Is that the 1, 2, or the 3? That is the 3, but still, that's 40 LRMs with a gunnery of 3. They've got Shrek still, they've got Striker, the Vedette, the Manticore, and the Galleon. I don't know, guys. Are we going to be able to recover the Marauder or not? Pretty badly outnumbered. We're in rough shape. Orion's about to lose his right torso, which includes his medium laser. The left torso is not far behind. The legs are looking weak. The left arm is looking weak. Warhammer is a machine gun away from losing his leg. His left torso is a medium laser and a machine gun away from costing us a PPC. Let's continue stretching them out. Almost out of LRMs. We're gonna have to close again soon. Get him at medium range for the large lasers. Phoenix Hawk needs a 5, gets a 7. Pilot flees the battlefield. Nice. Glad they were able to do that. Got the Phoenix Hawk on 13s. What does he need to hit us? Jeez. A large laser. He needs a 9. How does he need a 9 when he jumps? Oh, because he's an elite pilot. Can you hide the leg behind cover? Yeah, I should be able to, actually. That's not a bad idea. Probably should have thought of that on my own. Got the Phoenix Hawk on 13s. We've got the Rhino on 11s. We'll take the Rhino with 1 shot. Thirteens, we got him on impossible. The Grasshopper at the Phoenix Hawk on 10s. 10s and 12s, I assume. The Rhino on 9s. Let's see if we can knock this Phoenix Hawk down first. I know we don't have as good a shot on it, but hopefully we can land something. Phoenix Hawk missing the Orion on a 9, Warhammer missing on 11, the Grasshopper missing on 10s and 12s, and that's it. That's literally it. The Phoenix Hawk is at 10 heat, Grasshopper is at 1, everyone else is running cool. We've 1 initiative going into round 19, we're at 55%, they're at 44%. Let's get the Warhammer to back up that leg. The Orion kind of wants to close in to medium laser range, maybe, almost, sort of, I think. The Grasshopper is also 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get into large laser range from the Rhino. That Rhino has a ton of armor, but 5 hexes is a good range to be for him. And the Grasshopper is pretty tough still. Right, Phoenix Hawk needs a 5, gets a 6. Lightning flies off the map. Automatic failure with the medium lasers. 11 with the LRMs. We can hit the Galleon on a 10. I think that's the move. Got the Phoenix Hawk on 12s or the Rhino on 9s. We'll take the easier shot. Put us 5 over on the heat scale. And the Grasshopper at the Rhino on 6s. And 8s. We'll do 3 heat over. Galleon missing on a 12. The Phoenix Hawk landing a machine gun on the Grasshopper's right arm, down to 10 armor there. Manticore missing on a 10. The Rhino missing on 12s. The Orion at the Galleon hit him with all 15 LRMs to the turret in the front, down to 4 armor. The Warhammer missing on 9s. The Grasshopper at the Rhino hits it in the left side. Hits it in the turret, but no motive damage or anything like that. And the Phoenix Hawk, of course, is going to be kicking us. We can dodge. We should have turned our twist around. Yeah, he kicked us in the left leg for 9, down to 15 armor. Should have gone for the punch. I need a 3 to stay standing, get a 10. Phoenix Hawk is at 8 heat. That's going to be movement and targeting penalties next round. Scarponi is at 5 heat, but that's fine. The Grasshopper is at 3 heat. We've won initiative going into round 20. We're at 54%. They're at 44%. Let's see how they go. Yeah, we'll bring Nairn in with the Orion, the SRMs, and the LRMs. We've got Scarponi, we'll stand still. And the Grasshopper will turn and run, I think, get 2 pips of evasion. The Phoenix Hawk at short range. I like it. Galleon needs a 4, gets an 8. The Phoenix Hawk needs a 5, gets a 6. Alright, Warhammer first. We've got we've got the Phoenix Hawk on 9s. We've got the Rhino on 8s. Yeah, that's an easy enough choice. That puts us 9 over. That'll be a targeting penalty next round. No, we'll go 6 under. On a 9, I don't think it's worth it. The Orion at the Phoenix Hawk on 9s. We'll just launch everything that has a chance to hit. The Grasshopper at the Phoenix Hawk on 9s as well. That'll be 1 large. And all the mediums. Alright. Phoenix Hawk hits the Orion in the right torso with the large laser, destroying it, blowing off the right arm, critting on the LBX again, taking 5 to the center torso down to 26 armor. Machine gun follows that to the right arm, transferring to the center torso down to 24. Rhino hits the Grasshopper in the right leg for 4, down to 17. The Warhammer hits the Rhino in the turret for 10, leaving it with 45. The Orion at the Phoenix Hawk hits it in the center torso and the left torso, down to 10 and 5. The Grasshopper at the Phoenix Hawk hits it in the right leg with the large, down to 2 armor. Medium laser to the center, down to 5. Medium laser to the left torso, down to 0. Phoenix Hawk took 20 plus damage, needs a 6, gets a 10. Phoenix Hawk gains 16 heat, sinks 10, is at 14 heat, needs a 4 plus to avoid shutting down, gets a 7. Everyone else is running cool. We have lost initiative going into round 21, so we'll be going first. We're at 51%, they're at 42%. The Orion, I think, will be backing up at full speed. Our pony will be standing still, taking the best shot he's got. The Grasshopper, I think, will move 5 hexes and try to get a turn in. Needs a bunch of 3s. Be able to get that. Yeah, needed a 3, got a 5, 5, 5. Phoenix Hawk needs a 5, gets a 7. The Orion at the Phoenix Hawk on 8s. That's going to be all 3 mediums that we have left. And the SRMs. Scarponi at the Phoenix Hawk on 7s. We'll take both of those, putting us 4 over. And the Grasshopper at the Phoenix Hawk on 9s. We'll do 2 larges. And all the mediums, putting us 3 over. Oh, I saw no gyro, so that is the Phoenix Hawk down. The Orion hits him in the center torso with a medium laser, down to 0 armor. The Warhammer hits him in the right leg with the PPC, down to 3 structure. The Grasshopper hits him in the center torso, and the machine gun ammo goes off. No more Phoenix Hawk. The Phoenix Hawk needs 7s to hit the Orion and misses. Warhammer's at 4 heat, Grasshopper's at 3, everyone else is running cool. Pilot is in an extreme temperature, cannot survive. We're at 51%, they're at 35%. Oof. Man, this is starting to turn into a little bit of a grind. What do we have in the way of, we've got the Rhino over there. We can get him into LRM range, I think. Our pony's going to stay put. Grasshopper is going to move 6 hexes, get him into medium range for the large lasers, I mean. Needed a 4, got an 11, needed a 3, got a 6, all is well and good. The Orion at the Rhino on 12s with the mediums. And an 8 with the LRMs, down to 2 shots after this. Scarponi at the Rhino on 8s. Heck yes, we'll take those for 8 over. I don't think we're going to have a shot next turn. The Grasshopper at the Rhino on 8s as well. And we'll throw in some 10s. Sure. The Orion missing on 12s and 8s. The Warhammer hits the Rhino in the left side, costing it minor motive damage. The Grasshopper hits it in the left side with a large laser, causing it more minor motive damage. Large laser to the front, medium laser to the left. The Rhino landing a medium laser to the Grasshopper's right leg, down to 12 armor. The Warhammer's at 8 heat, the Grasshopper's at 2. We've lost initiative going into round 23. We're at 51%, they're at 34%. More importantly, we're at 5,100, they're at 4,800. So we're finally going to have more BV on the field. I think that's a first. We will, I think, back up 3 hexes so that we can move 5 hexes forward next turn. Our pony will continue to stand still. Grasshopper will move 7 hexes. Engage the Galleon, maybe. Needs a 3. Grasshopper needs a 3, gets a 6, so that's all well and good. Let me see if Scarponi has any shots. He's got the Galleon on an 11. Got the Rhino out of visual range. So we'll take a shot at the Galleon. That puts us 3 heat under. The Orion at the Galleon on 11s. I could throw in the LRMs on a 9, but we're down to our last 2 shots. I'm going to hold off on that. The Grasshopper has him on 8s. I'll do 2 larges and all but 1 of the mediums. Alright, Warhammer misses, the Orion misses, the Shrek PPC carrier misses, the Vedette misses, the Galleon misses, the Grasshopper hits him in the turret, hits him in the left side, hits him in the front, leaving him with 2 structure. The Striker misses, the Manticore misses, the Rhino missing on 12s. Grasshopper's at 2 heat, everyone else is running cool. We've 1 initiative going into round 24. We're at 51%. They're at 34%, with 47 still remaining. 4,700, I mean. The Orion was going to move 5 hexes forward this turn. Try to engage the Galleon. Our pony's continuing to stand still. The Grasshopper, I think, will back up this turn. We'll go 3 hexes. That puts us 5 hexes from the Rhino. This is a good place for us to be in the Grasshopper. Lightning flies off the map. Galleon, due to steering damage and other factors, fails and gets bogged down. Needed a 5, got a 3. The Orion at the Galleon, we've got him on 6s. And a 7. Yeah, we'll throw in an LRM against the Galleon right now. Scarponi has the Galleon on Impossible. The Rhino on Impossible. That's fine. Grasshopper taking fire from this entire firing line. We're needing 7s, 8s, 11s, looks like. We've got the Rhino on 5s and 7s. We'll skip one of the 5s so we can get more 7s in. We'll go up to 4 heat on 5s. Oh, he's in the yellow. The Shrek landing all 3 hits on 8s to the center, left, and right torso. The Grasshopper is now down to 2 points or less across the board. Ouch. The Vedette hitting the Grasshopper in the right torso for another 5, down to 12 structure. Striker missing on 11, the Manticore missing on 7s and 11s, the Rhino landing a hit on the Grasshopper's center torso down to 19 armor, and an LRM to the left arm down to 11. The Orion at the Galleon hits it in the rear, the right side, the rear again, the right side and the turret with LRMs. Fails to get the kill. Grasshopper at the Rhino hits it in the front, the turret and the front again, hits it in the turret again, and the left side, causing it minor motive system damage. Grasshopper needs a 5 to stay standing, gets a 5. Ouch is the word for the day, it really is. Grasshopper is at 4 heat, everyone else is running cool. We're getting close to the time where I'm thinking about calling it, and considering that we're 25 rounds in, we've got them down to 32%. I would be interested in whether or not you guys feel it would be fair to call it a victory at this point, and whether or not you feel it would be fair to return the Marauder, because we have lost 5,035 points. We are below half. Yes. The goal was to be here 8 turns. That is our objective, but we only control the battlefield if we can obliterate the enemies. And we've got a Marauder on the field that we would very much like to recover. They're below 50%, then definitely a victory. Yeah, they're at 32%. But do we control the battlefield? Because that's why I've been continuing to play on and on and on, even though it's been 25 rounds, is because I want to control the battlefield so we can get the Marauder back and hopefully replace or repair the engine and the ammo bins and put it back together. You're saying they would flee at 32%? I mean, I'm inclined to agree, but I don't want it to seem like I'm, teasing the system or anything like that. So we've got Gribbly saying they would flee. Poser, Mr. McGorilla, Carpathis, if you're still here, Le Pedro Bear. If you guys want to weigh in on this, now is the time. Okay, Varank is another vote for controlling the battlefield. Carpathis says we control the battlefield. Works for me. Feels at the moment that they think they have their upper hand. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. McGurley, you've been outvoted. We do still have 400 more points than them. More importantly, we have a higher percentage left from them, although they still have twice as many units as we do. Yeah, we'll call it a victory. We will say that we control the battlefield. We'll get the Marauder back. The Galleon fails to break free of the terrain. Team 1 has achieved all required victory conditions. Okay, good deal. We do always save the salvage, just in case things go glitchy at this point. We did control the battlefield. The Marauder is not a total loss. It is, however, missing its left torso, which they managed... Oh, man. They targeted our left torsos with some serious precision. Yeah. They hit the Marauder in the left torso. They hit the Orion in the right torso, which is where he keeps his ammo. No, it's the left torso where he keeps his ammo, and that was still safe. He keeps the LBX in the right torso, and that's blown off, which is a bummer. The Grasshopper open across the torso, but no major damage. Warhammer is going to basically need a new leg. I say basically, it is actually going to need a new leg. Had advanced narc, locate the torso with the ammo. Ammo-seeking missiles. Wayne Henshaw, aka Tentacle Shogun, did take a couple of hits. He should make a full recovery, though. Striker escaped, the Vedette, the Manticore, and the Shrek escaped, the Rhino escaped, Lightning and the Stingray escaped. That's fair enough. We're not trying to salvage the Galleon. We might want to salvage the Drillson. That's 500,000 Seabills for an ER large laser. That puts us at 16%. Out of base, compared to 14%. Yeah, we'll take the ER large laser. And I think the Wasp 1S had pulse laser. We'll go ahead and snag that as well, I think. Yeah, that puts us at 19%, which is fine. We did kill some people from the Jolson. We also captured one of them. We captured some guys from the Rhino tank and killed some guys from the Rhino tank, unfortunately. We killed some guys from the Vedette tank. We did not capture anyone from the Vedette. Didn't like. Okay, so Victor Rama and the Grasshopper with 4 kills. Nairn Limbrick and the Orion with 2. Scarponi with 1. Wayne Henshaw with 1. Not quite the way I intended for that to go. I would have liked to have gotten more kills for Scarponi and Tentacle Shogun, but it is what it is. We absolutely engaged the enemies for 8 rounds or more. So yeah, we can go ahead and just check all of these boxes. That's worth 1 victory point, which is fine. That means we won. That's all it takes. So that was Galatea Lance on track 1. This is where we're going to call it for today. Actually, do we? Yeah, we have not advanced the day at all. So we're going to go ahead and create a new file for post-stream. Just so I'm not saving over the file from last week. Thank you all for joining me. It's been grand. I really appreciate everyone chiming in there at the end, telling me that I had done enough work. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. A link to the Discord is in my bio. And if I don't see you before next week, take care and we will see you then. Have a good one.